So, pressure canning can be a little overwhelming for some people, so I'm going to kind of walk you through the steps of pressure canning. So, I have a glass top stove, and I cannot put it's not recommended to put a pressure canner on a glass top stove for a few reasons. One, the heat can build up so high that it could potentially crack your glass top. Now, I know many people use it. I'm just saying this is what's recommended. Also, personally my glass top will not get hot enough to bring my pressure canner up to 10 pounds of pressure. So there's the disclaimer. All right, so I have about 3 inches of water in my pot. I'm going to put my lid on. I'm not going to click it. I'm just going to put it on. I have it on high. I'm letting the water boil. Once I have a steady stream coming out of my valve, then it will be time for me to close the lid. But let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is step one. Get your pressure canner up to like almost a boil. While that is happening, you can prepare whatever meat that you're putting in your pressure canner. So today, I'm going to be pressure canning some chicken. So let's go through that together. So as I was cooking my chickens last night, I have 2 roasters, so I can put 5 chickens in each roaster. And I was also cooking chicken in the oven. So then I was able to get, I think this is from 12 chickens, some chicken meat, and which I will put in jars. And this is the broth that was at the bottom of the pan when I was done cooking the chicken. However, this was in the fridge overnight, so I am going to scrape all of the fat off of the top and also heat it up till it's really hot. So I'm going to get my jars ready. You can use room temperature jars. They just need to be clean. They don't need to be sterilized since you are going to be pressure canning them for 90 minutes. So just skimming off the fat on this beautiful broth here. So usually you can tell that you have a good quality broth when it's jiggly, jiggly, jiggly. That is good. That's a good quality broth. This is going to be really tasty. You can make really good soups too. But I have all the carcasses from the chickens that I just did, so I'll be using those for soups. Alright, so let's get this on the stove to a boil. Okay, so while that is boiling, I am going to add some salt to my jars and then start packing my chicken into my jars. That is my next step. Alright, we're ready to go. Little correction, my jars are hot, not room temperature. Room temperature is if you're putting raw chicken in the jar. So these are hot jars. So we're going to take this very handy little tool, we're going to put it there. And then we're going to start scooping some hot liquid into the jars. This part will get tricky with one hand, so I'm going to start scooping. Once I have them filled with liquid, I just take a chopstick. There's like an actual tool that you can buy for this. That's like a little spatula kind of thing, but you're just sliding along the side of the jars to make sure that you get any air bubbles that are in the jar to get them out. So we're just kind of moving our chopstick around the edges to make sure we get rid of any air bubbles. I would someday like to get that tool, but I've been using this for a while. And then we're going to adjust our liquid if we need to. If it dropped too much, this is fine. I'm going to take a paper towel. Oh, I thought I had one ready. I'm going to take a paper towel. I have a little bowl of vinegar here, so I'm just going to dip my paper towel in some vinegar and just rub it along the rim, just in case there's any fat or anything that would stop a good seal. I'm going to take a new inspected lid, place it on top, and then I'm going to take a ring and I'm going to put it on just finger tight. So I'm not trying to squeeze it on too hard, just finger tight. Then if you have one of these little machines, it's handy. You just grab your jar and you stick it into your canner. All right, so I have my pressure canner turned up. My cans are in. Lid is going on. I'm not locking it yet. Not until I see a steady stream of water. Or, until it's boiling. Yeah, until it's boiling. Once it's boiling, then I'll lock it in place. All right, so after I had a steady stream of steam coming out of that little hole, I put my timer on for 10 minutes and let that steam come out for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes, I put my weight on, waited till my pressure gauge went up to 10 pounds. Once my pressure gauge went up to 10 pounds, then I put my 90-minute timer on. So I've got my 90-minute timer on right now. I still have 59 minutes left, and then I can shut off my element, let the pressure drop completely down, wait another like 10 minutes, and then open up the lid once the pressure is completely, the PSI is down all the way. So it's just a matter of like really sitting here and kind of making sure that that doesn't go under 10 pounds. If it goes under, then you sort of have to restart your time all over again. So, and if it goes too high, well, that's not good either. So I'm just here kind of gauging and adjusting my element, yeah, to make sure that it stays at a good PSI. So that's what's going on there right now. And some people are nervous about pressure canners, but the good thing is that this little button here, there's like a little tiny plug there. Some of the older models don't have these, but this little plug, if something happens and the pressure just builds up too high, that is like a quick release. It's gonna, some people are worried about exploding. That's gonna pop and release some steam. You just have to make sure that wherever you're canning, like I have mine here, I wouldn't have it on this counter because above I have a light and I don't want the steam going to my light. So you just gotta be kind of aware, like, you know, what's your surroundings and make sure that nobody touches it because the whole thing's really hot. So yeah, nothing to it. And then whenever it comes out of the pressure canner, see, I got chicken in there right now, but this is the beef that I did yesterday. So these are the jars of beef. And I've got another big pot of beef here to go into the canner. And then I've got in here more chickens cooking, another roaster over there with chickens cooking, and in my oven chickens cooking. So we got lots going on today. All right, so if anyone is wondering what recipe I'm following, I have this book. I absolutely love this book. I use so many recipes in this book, so I highly recommend it. But the one that I am currently using is for the meat, the ground beef. I'm using this chili recipe. I don't necessarily add the too much chili powder, red chili pepper, and the cumin seeds. I kind of skip that. It's mostly just onions, garlic, tomatoes, and beef. Just because I like to have the option later to either use it as a spaghetti sauce or as a chili. Yeah. So then I am also following this recipe here to make chicken stock, and this recipe for how to can your raw pack or hot pack chicken. I've seen people can their chicken raw pack, which is fine. It's probably a lot less work, but I just find the color is like a pale yellow, and this one here just gives you such a rich golden brown color. I just find it nice, and the flavors there. So anyways, yeah, this is the book I'm following here. Yeah, thanks for watching the video.